Namaskaram, my name is Ramesh Natarajan and you have reached the GRD Iyers GuruCool YouTube channel. We are an inclusive team and we specially encourage ladies to chant and that to Vedas. Dear friends, we are learning Durga Saptashati. We have been teaching this every year for the past so many years, but from this year it's a little bit different. We are going to use the published book of ours, Durga Saptashati, in 6 languages as per Guptavati, and we are going to take you page by page. We started this last week, and today is the second class. Today we are going to take up Devi Kavacham, and this year we are also doing this with explanations. So let's start with a prayer. Om Shuklam Varadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Very good. So we're going to start Devi Kavacham, and Devi Kavacham will have explanations as well as repeated chants. Not so many as we would normally do, but enough for you to go back and practice. Please do use our practice videos. Our entire Durga Saptashati has been recorded where I recite half a line and then it is recited twice by our students, and then I recite the second half of the line and then the whole line. So all of this is available for our members to practice. So these classes, while there'll be more emphasis on meanings, do not relax, because once Devi Kavacham is completed, there will be a test. You won't be given much time because we won't be taking many slokas in a day, because there'll be explanations also. So I expect you to keep up to speed. So by next class, you should be ready with whatever has been taught now. Now, once we have completed Devi Kavacham, then Argla Sotram and Keelakam, only those who pass the test will I be initiating in Navakshiri before we start chapter 1. I want all of you to be clear on that. You can attend all the classes, but initiation for those who are not initiated, only those who pass in the test will be initiated. Fair enough, right? So don't relax and just keep enjoying the meanings and not practice. You should practice. Okay, so let me share on screen. Where is... Oh. No. Wow. Can you see my screen? Okay. So, Devi Kavacham, Argala Stotram, and Kilakam, these three texts are recited before the recitation of the 700 shlokas. So, traditionally speaking, these three texts are recited, then a whole set of nyasams. In fact, there are 11 nyasams that are performed. Devi Kavacham, Argala Stotram, Kilakam, and then nyasam. In nyasam, we touch various parts of the body, and the process of nyasam is to become Devi. And you might question, how do I become Devi? There is a rule that if you want to do a Shiva puja, you have to become Shiva. If you want to do a Devi puja, you have to become Devi. So if you have to recite Durga Saptashati, you have to become Durga herself. Now, this is from a ritualistic viewpoint. And all of us are performing rituals, right? We are doing Chandi Homam, we are doing Durga Yantra Puja, we are doing, the pujas, the Pujanam, Tarpanam, all that. So all those are rituals. So since we're approaching in a ritualistic way, there is a requirement that you become Devi herself. Now, if you're reading Durga Saptashati as a mere text, as a mere philosophy, and not as a ritual, you don't need to be initiated in the Durga Saptashati mantra. Having said that, in Gurukul, we do approach it ritualistically, and therefore, to participate in our events or to learn, initiation is required. Okay. I want to point out something very interesting about Devi Kavacham, Argla Stotram, and Kilakam before we proceed. The most important thing to keep in mind about Durga Saptashati is it is divided into three parts. I'll keep on repeating this several times. Prathama Charitram, which is the first chapter. Chapter number 2, 3, and 4 called Madhyama Charitram. And then chapter number 5 to 13 called Uttama Charitram. Chapter 1, chapter 2, 3, 4, and then chapter 5 to 13. The first chapter stands for Srishti or creation. And the presiding deity is Mahakali. Now, Kali and Mahakali are different. The moment you add Maha, the connotation changes. Maha, when you add, it becomes primordial, the very first one. So, Ganapati and Mahaganapati are different. Lakshmi and Mahalakshmi are different. Saraswati and Mahasaraswati are different. So, the first Adhyayam, Prathama Charitram, is presided over by Mahakali, and she represents Srishti, and Srishti is always correlated with Tamogunam. Tamoguna means dull nature, dark, dull nature. Srishti is generally associated with darkness. You can go and try to understand why it is darkness. You can talk about the darkness of the womb in which creation happens is one way of looking at it. Okay. Next, chapter 2, 3, 4 are presided over by Mahalakshmi, and that denotes sthiti or maintenance or sustenance. So once creation has happened, it has to be maintained. Whether a child is born, the child has to be looked after and the child has to grow. Whether it is a universe is being created and the universe has to be looked after. So she is Jagan Mata. So Jagan Mata has to not only give birth to the universe, she also has to take care of the universe. So the giving birth creation aspect is of Mahakali. The looking after or the sustenance is of Mahalakshmi. Now chapter number 5 to 13 are for Samharam or destruction. That is presided over by Mahasaraswati. As I mentioned in the last class, you might wonder what is this destruction? Is it a physical destruction? There is a physical destruction aspect and there is a destruction from a spiritual aspect. The physical destruction aspect, everybody knows, death or the end. But there is also a death of ignorance. So Mahasaraswati, who stands for great knowledge, she destroys darkness, she destroys ignorance, and she bestows spirituality. What is that ignorance? Avidya, and I never keep tired of repeating this. Avidya, it comes of two types, or ignorance, spiritual ignorance comes of two types, which is ignorance of the divine, not even knowing about Devi, not even knowing about the divinity. Second is not accepting the divinity. So you can call that atheism, not accepting the divinity. One is not even knowing about it, other is not accepting. Those are two kinds of avidyas, and Mahasaraswati helps in removing that avidya and bestowing with vidya, knowledge. But this knowledge is divine knowledge, spiritual knowledge, knowledge about Brahman, knowledge about that great divinity. And for us, we see the great divinity in the female form. So we are Shaktas, we worship Devi. So we see the great divinity in the form of Devi. Now, Srishti, Sthiti, Samharam, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. Prathama Charitram, Madhyama Charitram, Uttama Charitram. So you have these three divisions. Now, you have Devi Kavacham, Argala Stotram, Kilakam. Again, you have three texts. Now, these three are related to the three Charitras. Devi Kavacham is associated with Prathama Charitram. Argala Stotram is denoted with Madhyama Charitram, chapter 2, 3, and 4. Kilakam is associated with chapter 5 to 13 or the Uttama Charitram or Mahasaraswati. How do you know this? The clue is standing straight in your face. Asya Sri Chandi Kavachasya Brahma Rishihi Brahma Rishihi. Brahma does what? Creation. Correct? Brahma does creation. And who is this here? What happened to my... Who is the Devi here? Chamunda Devata. I told you there's a difference between Chandi and Chamundi. Chandi is Durga, Chamunda, the one who slew Chanda and Munda in the 7th chapter is called Chamundi. Chamundi means Kali. So here it is not said Mahakali, it says Chamunda, but it means Mahakali. Mahakali Devata. Now let's go to the next one, which is Argala Stotram. In Argala Stotram, who is the god Vishnu? As all of us know, Vishnu is looking after maintenance, sustenance, the protector. And who is the Devi? Mahalakshmi. I already told you Mahalakshmi is the Devi for the Madhyama Charitram, chapter 2, 3 and 4. So Argala Stotram is all about sustenance. For example, what is the constant shloka here? Rupam Dehi, Jayam Dehi, Yasho Dehi, Dvisho Jehi. Give me beautiful looks, give me victory, and give me yasham or fame, and may my enemies be destroyed. Constant refrain. So this is sustenance. This is sthiti. Then if you go to Kilakam, Kilakam is a key. In fact, the word key comes from Kilakam. Shiva Rishihi Maha Saraswati Devata. So if you look at Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Srishti, Sthiti, Samharam, the giver of knowledge is Shiva. And the Devi here is Maha Saraswati. And Kilakam means key. The key to opening the truths and the power of Durga Saptashati is done by chanting Kilakam. We'll learn this in more detail. But now have you understood that Devi Kavacham, Argala Stotram and Kilakam are connected to Prathama Charitram, Madhyama Charitram, Uttama Charitram? Is that clear? There should be no doubt now. So let's go back to Devi Kavacham. Now, Kavacham means protection. Kavacham means armor. And I want to make one thing. Yes, Sunita ji?
Guruji, before Devi Kavacham, we have Shapodhara mantra and Utkilanam. Is there any significance?
Yes, good point. I forgot to touch upon that. I will touch upon it. Okay.
Okay.
It's a good point. Thank you. So before I go to Devi Kavacham, I kind of jumped the gun. I think last class we did it to Durga Suktam. So Shapodhara mantra. Shapa Uddharanam. Shapam means curse. It is believed that on every mantra there is a curse. And why has the curse been placed? Because of misuse of the mantra by many. So this, for getting relief from the curse on the mantra, the Uddharana mantram has to be chanted first. So for Durga Saptashati, the Shapodhara mantra, Uddharana means getting relief. Shapodhara mantram is Om, Hreem, Kleem, Shreem, Kram, Kreem, Chandike Devi, Shapanugraham, Kuru Kuru Swaha. So the mantra is chanted Om, Hreem, Kleem, Shreem, Kram, Kreem, Chandike Devi, Shapanugraham, Kuru Kuru Swaha. This has to be chanted 7 times. Next, Utkilana mantram. So that is the one that unlocking a box. I have mentioned this several times before. Is a key used only for locking? A key is also used for unlocking. The same key can be used for locking and unlocking. So for unlocking the power of the Saptashati, Utkirana mantram has to be chanted 21 times. Om Srim Klim Hrim Saptashati Chandike Utkilanam Kuru Kuru Swaha. 21 times it has to be chanted. Now, after that comes Sakala Devata Prarthana. This is a generic prayer to deities. Om Sri Ganesha Yanamaha for Ganapati, Sri Saraswati Namaha, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha, Sri Kuladevata Yenamaha, Avignamastu means let there be no obstacles. Om Narayana Yanamaha, Om Narayana Rottama Yanamaha, Om Saraswati Devyai Namaha, Om Vedavyasa Yanamaha. Why Vedavyasa? Sukshmam is here. There is a secret here. Durga Saptashati is considered equivalent to the Vedas. Durga Saptashati is considered equivalent to the Vedas, and who helped in dividing the Vedas and organizing them? It is Sri Vedavyasa. Therefore, we pray to Vedavyasa also, because reciting Durga Saptashati is like reciting the Vedas. And you will think I am bluffing. I am not bluffing. I'll take you to the first chapter and you'll see for yourself. It takes some time to load. These are the nyasams. What page number is it?
117, Guruji. Oh, sorry, 67, Guruji. Sorry, 67.
Okay, we are close to it. Oh my God. We are very close now. Okay. Prathama Charitrasya Brahma Rishihi Srishti Mahakali Devata, as you know, for Srishti Tamo Gunam, Gayatri Chandaha Nanda Shakti Raktantika Bijam Agni Sattvam Rigveda Swarupam. The very represents Rigveda. Rigveda Swarupam. Similarly, if you go to the Madhyama Charitram and Uttama Charitram, you will see Yajurveda Swarupam. Samaveda Swarupam. Atharvana Veda is, Orthodox people do not accept Atharvana Veda as one of the Vedas. They accept only the three Vedas, which is Rigvedam, Yajurvedam, Samavedam. Rigvedam is always used for invocatory mantras. All invocatory mantras come from Rigvedam. For example, Gananantva comes from Rigvedam. Pranav-Devi Saraswati comes from Rigvedam. All invocatory mantras or inviting devatas, when you invite, it's a start, right? It's like Srishti. All invocatory mantras come from Rigvedam. So Arvind has a question before we go to Devi Kavacham.
Guruji, what is the significance of that number 7 and 21? Is there any significance for the number of times we chant that mantra?
Well,
just a curious question.
There is a sukshmam behind it, but I'll have to get back to you. I want to be sure before I answer, okay? Because even if it's in SriVidya, there are times when you do Abhimantranam 7 times, but there are times you do 8 times Abhimantranam.
Mm-hmm.
There is a sukshmam behind it. Now 21 is 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is something behind it, but I'll have to confirm it before I share it with you. Now, I don't know how these green lines are coming here. Did somebody do something?
Probably you have that highlighter on, Guruji, or like, some...
No, but I'm not able to erase it.
Just click on it, like, it'll go away.
No. It's not going.
Well, it could be a Zoom annotate. Maybe somebody's
annotated.
No.
one of the two admins, can you please check both the admins, because only you could have done it. Dr. Vaishali and Sunita ji, can you please check? Okay, next question
I'm going to
coming from
erase
Mini
them,
ji.
Guruji.
Namaskaram, Guruji. I just wanted to ask about the Shabodhara Mantram. We have the Bija Mantram Hreem, Kleem, Shreem. Hreem for Durga, Kleem for Mahasaraswati, Shreem for Mahalakshmi. Then Kram, Kreem is for who, Guruji?
Always
Those are the Bija
associated with Kali.
Kali. Okay. Okay, Guruji.
But here we are not going to details of the Bija mantras, okay? Okay,
Guruji.
so let's start with the Chandi Kavacham, Devi Kavacham. So I need to choose somebody to repeat after me. Okay, Sunita ji, I'll choose you to repeat after me.
Sure.
All of you should also chant with her. Om Asya Shri Chandi Kavachasya
Om Asya Shri Chandi Kavachasya. Om Asya Shri Chandi Kavachasya.
So when you chant Asya, please do hold the is. Don't say Asya Shri, Asya Shri. Om with Dhirgam. Don't say Om Asya Shri. Om is Dhirgam. Om Asya Shri. Hold the ish for the Asya Shri Chandi Kavachasya. Then touch the top of the head for the Rishi who gave us a mantra. Here the Rishi is Brahma. Brahma Rishi.
Brahma Rishihi. Brahma Rishihi.
And for heaven's sake, don't chant Brahma as written in English. That is incorrect. Brahma is correct. Next, touch your nose for the chandas or the meter in which it is constructed. Anushtup Chandaha.
Anushtup Chandaha. Anushtup Chandaha.
Touch your heart where the Devata resides. Chamunda Devata.
Chamunda Devata. Chamunda Devata.
And then for Bijam, right side below the chest. Anganyasoktamataro Bijam.
Anganyasoktamataro Bijam. Anganyasoktamataro Bijam.
Left side below the chest, Digbandha Devatas Tattvam.
Digbandha Devatas Tattvam. Digbandha Devatas Tattvam.
Hold your hands in Namaskara Mudra. Shri Jagadamba Prityarthe Saptashati Pathangatvena Jape Vinyogaha.
Shri Jagadamba Prityarthe Saptashati Patangatvena Jape Viniyogaha. Shri Jagadamba Prityarthe Saptashati Patangatvena Jape Viniyogaha.
Om Namas Chandikayai.
Om Namaschandikayai. Om Namaschandikayai.
Om Markandeya Uvacha.
Om Markandeya Uvacha. Om Markandeya Uvacha.
Okay, thank you so much, Sunita ji. So watch out for the Dirgham withholding that I have highlighted with the purple. Om. Then Devatas Tattvam Sri Jagadamba Prityarthe Jagadamba Prityarthe Bap Preet Dirgham withholding Pathangatvena Thangatvena. Now let's go into the meanings. Om Asya Shri Chandi Kavachasya. So this Kavacham Patham is called Chandi Kavacham. It's also called Devi Kavacham, popularly known as Devi Kavacham. But Chandi is the predominant Devata or presiding Devata of entire Saptashati is Durga Devi. And Durga Devi is called Chandi. So it is the Kavacham of Durga. And who is the Rishi who gave us this mantra Devi Kavacham? Brahma, representing Srishti. Anushtup Chandaha, the meter in which this shloka has been constructed is Anushtup Chandas. All of you know Anushtup Chandas is one of the most common meter for all shlokas, consisting of 16 syllables in one sentence, 32 in 2 lines. Who is the Devata? Chamunda Devata, Mahakali Devata. So the doer is Brahma is given the job of doing this Srishti, but the Shakti of Brahma is Mahakali. Anganya Sokta Mataro Bijam. Angam means parts. So, but here we are talking about body parts, various parts of the body that are protected by different devis. Digbandha Deva. Digbandha means, Dig means direction. Bandha means closing those directions or protecting us from those directions. There are different devatas protecting us in different directions. And the Sri Jagadamba Prityarthe, dear to Jagadamba. Jagadamba means Jagad Amba, Amba of the or Mata of the Jagan Mata or Mata of the entire world. Prityarthe, her favorite. Saptashati Pathangatvena, Patha Angatvena, as a part of reading or studying or reciting Durga Saptashati, as a part. Saptashati Pathangatvena Jape Vinyogaha. So the recitation of Devi Kavacham is a mandatory part or a preliminary part of reciting Durga Saptashati. And then Om Namas Chandikaye, that is just a salutation, like Om Namo Narayanaya or Om Namah Shivaya or Har Har Mahadev. It is just a salutation to Chandi or Durga Devi. And Om Markandeya Uvacha. Markandeya Rishi says, Uvacha means says. So, before we go here, many people read Devi Kavacham for physical protection. I want to read Devi Kavacham because I want my hand to be protected, my legs to be protected, my head to be protected, my eyes to be protected. Protected for what? Protected for what? People look at it only. I don't read Saptashati, but I read Devi Kavacham every day. That is comes from a pure selfishness, thinking that I'm going to be physically protected. I don't need to read the entire Saptashati. If I read Devi Kavacham, my physical body is taken care of. That's all I care about. This is the attitude of many people. Nothing wrong with it. Reading Devi Kavacham is better than not reading anything at all. Correct? So I have no complaints on that. But all of you are at a much higher level. You have to understand, why are we reading Devi Kavacham? Why protect the body? Does anybody has an answer?
From negative forces which will come into play when we are doing these stations, which will drag us down.
You did not come through clearly. I could not hear you properly.
Okay. Is it to protect us from all the negative forces which will come into play because we are trying to elevate ourselves, and when we are doing this, there will be negative forces which will try to bring us down. Is it to give protection from that?
One way of looking at it, but not the answer I'm looking for.
Guruji,
So that
because
we can use the body as a tool. So that we can use the body as a tool to get the moksha.
Correct.
Yeah,
Vidya
that was
ji
my
is
answer.
100% correct. All animals are similar to us except in one way. The seeking of moksham comes to only a few members. Few human beings do think of moksham, and the body is an amazing tool for that. Because body is pindandam, the universe is brahmandam. The body is an atom of the entire universe. Whatever is present in the universe is also present in our body. We think of the two eyes as Chandra and Surya. In our body, there are different metals. Don't you take iron tablets? Don't you take zinc tablets? Don't you take calcium tablets? All the minerals that is there in earth is available in our body. Our body has water. Our body has air. Our body has space. Our body has a consciousness, an individual consciousness, and there is a supreme consciousness in the cosmos. The individual conscious, me, my body, I am seeing, I am touching, I am smelling, that consciousness is at a very individual lower level. But when elevated, it establishes a contact with the supreme consciousness. And in that connection, you lose yourself and you blend or melt into the supreme consciousness, and you don't have your own sense. That is the state all of us want to reach. That connection is lost. For normal human beings, it is like what I call, I've explained this many times, radio. The song is coming, but when you tune the radio, in those days, you will remember Binaka, Geet Mala, or Ceylon radio, all the sound used to come, and then you would fine tune, and then at a point in time, you'll get a better sound or perfect sound. So that is, music is there, but you have to tune. So your body is the radio and the divine music is playing. You have to tune our body to connect with the divine vibrations. And in that, you will lose yourself. You might have experiences in some small ways. When you chant in unison, you can't hear your voice. Your voice gets blended into the 1,000 voices chanting. There's only one voice. Similarly, when the blending happens, you lose yourself. The body is an amazing tool. So it is an atom, but the potential in this body has to be realized. When can you realize that? When your senses are refined. The eye can see a beautiful spiritual thing. The eye can also see something lustful that takes you away from the goal. Your ears can hear and take you towards something bad and attract to something bad, gossip, nonsense. Your ears can also be tuned to hear spiritual discourses, mantras, divine music, whatever. Your touch can take you to the wrong places, and your touch can also take you to touching divine things. Smelling. Today, the nostrils are being used for many drugs. So the nose can be used for something very bad, but the nostrils can also be used and refined for something very good. So all the organs need to be protected and refined to help us in the goal of reaching the divine. The same body can be developed to protect, the same body can be developed to hurt. So simply chanting Devi Kavacham, give me protection, if out of physical danger, I go out and I should not, my head should be protected, blah, blah, blah. Not bad, but that's at a very low level. You're asking for this protection, not only protection, you're asking for refinement. You're asking for enhancement to be able to experience all. Because why go into such details in Devi? Protect my hair, protect my this. It gives you such fine detail, because in Hindi say roam, right? In every hair of the body to experience spirituality. If you go into Devi Kavacham, almost every single detailed body parts are mentioned in detail, because that refinement for the whole body to happen so that it becomes highly refined to connect with the divine consciousness. Please keep this in mind when you chant Devi Kavacham. You don't have to know word by word meaning, but why am I chanting Devi Kavacham? Why am I asking for protection? Because I have received a guru in this lifetime. I have been able to understand the concept of moksha. I've been able to understand why I'm getting into the spiritual path. I understood the body is a tool. All of you know the body is a meru. When you sit for doing Sri Chakra Puja, your body resembles a meru, like a triangle, like a 3D triangle. So when that comes to your knowledge, you use your body as a tool. That is why Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda said, play football before you go to spirituality. Before you pray in the temple, go to the football field and pray football. Because why? Develop the body. He said that in a very simple way. Play football, he said, develop the body. Of course, Bengal leads in football because Vivekananda said play football. But that's for a different reason. To develop the body, to enter into spirituality. You can also look at it this way. There are several spiritual sadhanas where the body has to be very strong. Body has to be very strong. For example, if you want to do yoga, suppose you want to do certain spiritual practices, unless your body is strong, how can you use it as a tool? Think of it that way also. Enough said. So I hope you got the point. Instead of bugging after each and every word, what is the meaning? First, you have to get the whole picture. See the whole elephant first before doing research on the tail. This is my favorite sentence. People start researching on the tail before even knowing the whole elephant. I always say, I want to know the elephant. I want to know the elephant before I start thinking about its tail. Yes, Ramya ji.
No, Guruji, this is a very probably stupid question, but I'm wondering why is it structured that when Brahma is the Rishi, the Mahashakti is Chamunda and not Mahasaraswati, and vice versa.
The always it is Srishti, Sthiti, Samharam, and after destruction again creation happens. It's a cyclic thing. Creation, maintenance, destruction, and once destruction happens, again there is creation. So even if you want to look after generation after generation, our grandparents were there, then they produced our parents, then they vanished. So our parents were, then they produce, our parents vanish or will vanish. After our time, our children are there. So do you see the cycle? It is going around. To escape from this cycle is our entire spiritual endeavor called moksha. And it is believed this moksha or breaking this cycle happens when you get merged into Devi. Merging into Devi means there is no rebirth. Devi keeps giving birth, okay? Srishti keeps on, but we will be spared. We don't have to come back. Okay? So, as if you want to look at a continuum, you can say the continuum can start from Samharam also. But logically, the sequence is creation, maintenance, destruction, creation, maintenance. So, where do you, it's a circle. In a circle, where will you start? You can start anywhere. You can start from maintenance. Nobody can say technically you are wrong. But logically, even if you see the day, you can say, oh, the day starts from night. For those who do night duty, they'll argue like that. And I cannot say no. But generally what happens, we start with the day. That's the normal, logical, even natural way things happen, right? Yeah. Okay, so now Markandeya, he gives us the statement, Markandeya Vacha. He is going to narrate about Devi Kavacham. And again, I'll start. Why don't you start with Vidya Patil ji?
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. Om Yad Guhyam Paramal Loke. See, there is a Anuswaram here. Paramam plus Loke becomes Paramal Loke. If you want to use Anuswaram, there will be ill sound. Yad Guhyam Om Yad Guhyam Paramal Loke.
Om Yad Guhyam Paramalloke. Om Yad Guhyam Paramalloke.
Guhyam.
Guhyam.
No. Guhyam.
Guhyam.
Om Yad Guhyam. Not Guhyam is something like that is coming. Om Yad Guhyam Paramalloke.
Om Yad Guhyam Paramalloke. Om Yad Guhyam Paramalloke.
Sarvarakshakaram Nrunam.
Sarvarakshakaram Nrunam. Sarvarakshakaram Nrunam.
Om Yadguhyam Paramalloke Sarvarakshakaram Nrunam.
Om Yad Guhyam Paramalloke Sarvarakshakaram Nrunam. Om Yad Guhyam Paramalloke Sarvarakshakaram Nrunam.
Yanna kasyachidakshyatam.
Yanna kasyachidakshyatam. Yanna kasyachidakshyatam.
Tanme bruhi pitamaha.
Tanme bruhi pitamaha. Tanme bruhi pitamaha.
Bruhi. Tanme bruhi pitamaha.
Tanme bruhi pitamaha. Tanme bruhi pitamaha.
Yanna kasyachidakshyatam tanme bruhi pitamaha.
Yanna kasyachidakshyatam tanme bruhi pitamaha. Yanna kasyachidakshyatam tanme bruhi pitamaha.
Can you recite from Om Namah Chandikaye up to Pitamaha, please?
Om Namashchandikayai. Om Markandeya Uvacha. Om Yad Guhyam Paramalloke Sarvarakshakaram Nrunam. Yanna kasyachidakshyatam tanme bruhi pitamaha. Om Namashchandikayai. Om Markandeya Uvacha.
Hold on. Mar, Dirgham with holding. Markandeya Uvacha.
Om Markandeya Uvacha. Om Markandeya Uvacha. Om Yad Guhyam Paramalloke Sarvarakshakaram Nrunam. Yanna kasyachidakshyatam tanme bruhi pitamaha.
Good. Now, thank you so much, Vidyaji. So, Markandeya is having a conversation with Brahma. And Markandeya is saying, Guhyam means secret. Now, Devi is always associated with this term Guhyam, okay? The knowledge of Devi is supposed to be highly secretive. So Markandeya has a request for Brahma Rishi. He says, can you tell me some chant, some mantra that is extremely secretive, but when chanted will assure supreme protection? Tell me that chant that is secretive, but is so powerful and nobody knows about it. And no one knows about it. Can you tell me that secretive chant? Pitamaha is referring to Brahma. And Brahmovacha means Brahma replies, Brahma says. So for this, I'll go to Indira Bhaskaraji.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Brahmovacha.
Brahmovacha. Brahmovacha.
Asti guhyatamam vipra. So those who want to use anuswaram, tamam plus vipra become tamau. If you want to use anuswaram, tamau. So I'll just write MV for lack of a better expression. The joining here in between the two, tamam plus vipra, tamau, vipra. Asti guhyatamam vipra.
Asti guhyatamam vipra. Asti guhyatamam vipra.
Sarvabhutopakarakam.
सर्वभूतोपकारकम् सर्वभूतोपकारकम्
अस्ति गुह्यतमो विप्र सर्वभूतोपकारकम्
अस्ति गुह्यतमं विप्र सर्वभूतोपकारकम् अस्ति गुह्यतमं विप्र सर्वभूतोपकारकम्
देव्यास्तु कवचं पुण्यम्
देव्यास्तु कवचं पुण्यम् देव्यास्तु कवचं पुण्यम्
तच्छृणुष्व महामुने
तच्छृणुष्व महामुने तच्छृणुष्व महामुने
Devyastu, all of you watch for Dhirgam with holding. Please don't think this is an easy chant. When you're tested, you'll be technically tested on every aspect. Devyastu kavacham punyam tachrunushva mahamune.
देव्यास्तु कवचं पुण्यं तच्छृणुष्व महामुने देव्यास्तु कवचं पुण्यं तच्छृणुष्व महामुने
Can you please recite from Brahmo Vacha to Mahamune?
ब्रह्मोवाच अस्ति गुह्यतमं विप्र सर्वभूतोपकारकम् देव्यास्तु कवचं पुण्यं तच्छृणुष्व महामुने ब्रह्मोवाच अस्ति गुह्यतमं विप्र सर्वभूतोपकारकम् देव्यास्तु कवचं पुण्यं तच्छृणुष्व महामुने.
Thank you so much, Indiraji. So Brahma replies to the question of Markandeya Rishi that I will reveal to you, I will share with you something that is highly secretive that will help all living beings. Sarva Bhuta. Bhuta here does not mean Bhuta Peta Prisacha, okay? Sarva Bhuta Bali we do in SriVidya. Sarva Bhuta means all living things. When we do the Bali or the sacrifice, we do it for the benefit for all living things. Upakarakam. So something highly secretive I will be sharing with you that will help or be of benefit to all living things. That secretive chant is called Devi Kavacham. And please listen to this. Shrunu means listening. Tat Shrunushva Mahamune. Hey, great sage, please listen carefully to this highly secretive chant that called Devi Kavacham that I am going to share with you. I now request Pavana Meenakshi to join me.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaskaram. Prathamam Shaila Putriti.
Pratamam Shaila Putriti. Prathamam Shaila Putriti.
Dvitiyam Brahmacharini.
Dvitiyam Brahmacharini. Dvitiyam Brahmacharini.
So there is a holding here, hidden holding, because Dva is coming, which starts with the Id. So Prathamam Shaila Putriti Dvitiyam. You can't go Prathamam Shaila Putriti Dvitiyam. That will be wrong chanting. Putri Tid Dvitiyam, because there is a holding of Id. Prathamam Shaila Putri Tit Dvitiyam Brahmacharini.
Pratamam Shaila Putriti. Dvitiyam Brahmacharini. Pratamam Shaila Putriti. Dvitiyam Brahmacharini.
Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti.
Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti. Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti.
Koshmandeti Chaturthakam.
Koshmandeti Chaturthakam. Koshmandeti Chaturthakam.
Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti Koshmandeti Chaturthakam.
Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti Koshmandeti Chaturthakam. तृतीयं चन्द्रघण्टेति कूष्माण्डेति चतुर्थकम्.
So here, all of you please watch. Ordinary chanting will be Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti Kushmandeti Chaturthakam. Fail in Gurukul, that is a fail. It is a pass in other places. In Gurukul, Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti Kushmandeti Chaturthakam is a fail because Kushman, Dhirgam with holding, followed by Dhirgam with holding. Timing is important. Prathamam Shaila Putreti Dvitiyam. So in other places, Prathamam Shaila Putreti Dvitiyam is pass. Here it is a fail. Putreti Dvitiyam Brahmacharini Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti. And other way, one of the wrong ways of chanting, watch carefully. When the eighth syllable, what is the eighth syllable? Prathamam Shaila Putriti. Ti is the eighth syllable. Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti. That Ti is the eighth syllable. When the eighth syllable is a Hrasvam or has a short vowel, many people chant it as a long vowel like this. Prathamam Shaila Putreti Dvitiyam Brahmacharini Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti. Fail in Gurukul. Prathamam Shaila Putreti. If you follow the chanting rules, you won't commit all these mistakes. If you hold the id, tid, automatically your harsvam with holding will be there. Then Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti Kushman. Ti Kushman is the right way to chant. Okay, so help me Pavana ji for reciting Prathamam to Chaturthakam 2 times, please.
Okay. प्रथमं शैलपुत्रीति द्वितीयं ब्रह्मचारिणी तृतीयं चन्द्रघण्टेति कूष्माण्डेति चतुर्थकम्. प्रथमं शैलपुत्रीति द्वितीयं ब्रह्मचारिणी तृतीयं चन्द्रघण्टेति कूष्माण्डेति चतुर्थकम्.
Thank you, Pavana Meenakshi ji. I'll continue with you for the next sloka also, but let me explain this one. So here, Brahma is explaining about the Navadurgas. So all of us celebrate Navaratri, and in Navaratri, first day is called Prathama, second day is called Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturtha, Pancha, Shashta, Sapta, Ashta, Nava. So on 9 days, Navadurgas are invoked, pujas are done to them. So that source of that comes from here. Prathamam Shaila Putri Iti. The first one, the first Durga is called Shaila Putri. Shaila means Himalaya. The daughter of Himalaya is Durga. And where is the reference to this in Durga Saptashati? Those who have learnt it. In the second chapter, Himavan Vahanam Simham. Himavan, or the father of Durga, who is the Himalaya, gifted her with a lion. Father wants the protection of the daughter. While others gave very valuable things, the father gave a lion. Because father always wants protection of the daughter. So here, first Durga is Shailaputri, the daughter of the Himalayas, the daughter of the mountains. Ayigiri Nandini Ayigiri. Giri is also mountain, right? Even Adi Shankaracharya has written about Mahishasura Mardini as the one who is the daughter of the Giri or the mountains. Dvitiyam Brahmacharini. The second Durga is called Brahmacharini. The one who has vowed celibacy or who remains a virgin all through. So here the celibacy or the virginity denotes purity. Don't always go by the very technical definition of the term. When you say celibacy, when you say, that means a certain behavior that is different from the rest of the world. Why was Bhishma celebrated so much? Bhishma Pitama, as a very young boy, took a very great vow that he will not marry, so that he will not have children who will be a challenge to the throne. Because he's a Kshatriya, and Kshatriyas always lead a life that is full of enjoyment. And being a Kshatriya, that too at a young age, he took the vow of celibacy, and that was called a terrible vow, Bhishma. That's why it's called Bhishma. Bhishma means terrible. So taking the vow of celibacy is not a simple thing. And here Brahmacharini represents that essence of celibacy, which is going against the normal behavior of people in search of divinity. Tritiyam, third one, Chandra Ghanta. Chandra Ghanta iti. Chandra Ghanteti, the one who wears a moon in her bell. Kushmandeti Chaturthakam. The fourth Durga is called Kushmanda. Kushmanda iti Chaturthakam. Kushmanda means who is a void, The entire universe is considered in a void. And that is Kushmanda. Prathamam Shaila Putreti Dvitiyam Brahmacharini Tritiyam Chandra Ghanteti Kushmandeti Chaturthakam. Pavana Meenakshi ji, let us continue. Panchamam Skanda Mateti.
Panchamam skanda mateti. Panchamam skanda mateti.
Shashtham Katyayaniti cha.
Shashtam Katyayaniti cha. Shashtam Katyayaniti cha.
Again, there is a little Anuswaram here. Those who are interested in Anuswaram, Shashtham, im followed by ka becomes ink. Shashtam, not Shashtham Katyayini. You can chant like that, not a problem. But if you want to use the Anuswaram rule, Shashtham Katyayini cha. Panchamam Skanda Mateti. Shashtham Katyayini cha.
Panchamam skanda mateti. Shashtam Katyayaniti cha. Panchamam skanda mateti. Shashtam Katyayaniti cha.
Also watch out for the ending cha, which is the hrasvam. And one of the errors in chanting is Panchamam Skanda Mateti Shashtham Katyayaniti cha. Cha, dragging the cha. The ending cha will be little longer than, no, it won't be cha, but cha. There will be little extension, but not cha, like a dhirgam. Notice that, okay? Saptamam Kala Ratrischa.
Saptamankalarātrischa. Saptamankalarātrischa.
Watch out for the Ratra, which is Dhirgam withholding, because everybody knows Ratri. They casually chant it like Saptamankala Ratrischa, 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 Ra with Ittu holding, Dhirgam withholding. Saptamang, again Saptamam plus Ka will become Saptamank. Saptamankala Ratrischa.
Saptamankalarātrischa. Saptamankalarātrischa.
Mahagauriti Chashtamam.
Mahagauriti Chashtamam. Mahagauriti Chashtamam.
Saptamankala Ratrischa Mahagauriti Chashtamam.
Saptamankalarātrischa Mahagauriti Chashtamam. सप्तमं कालरात्रिश्च महागौरीति चाष्टमम्.
Thank you, Bhavanaji. So the fifth Durga is called Skanda Mata. Skanda Mata iti. Skanda is Subramanya. Subramanya's mother is Parvati. Parvati is none other than Durga Devi in another form. Panchamam Skandamateti. Shashtham, the sixth one, is called Katyayini. Katyayini was born to sage Katyayana. So the sixth Durga is called Katyayini. And Durga is, what is in Durga Suktam, how do we end? Katyayanaya vidmahe Kanyakumari dhimahi tanno Durgev prachodayat. So this is how you have to connect and synthesize. So Katyayini is also Durga, the daughter of sage Katyayana. Saptamam Kala Ratrischa. The seventh Durga is called Kala Ratri. Kala means time. Ratri means night. Night is darkness. Darkness is tamoguna. Creation is always associated with tamogunam. Creation always takes place in darkness. I don't have to underline it. Those of you who understand it will understand it. Creative activity happens in darkness. You can look at it that way too. There is a connection with every logic. Saptamam Kala. Kala means time. Kala means time. Kal always consumes everything. Time is the biggest consumer, okay? Time outlasts everybody. Nobody can outlast time. So this Devi is one who consumes time itself. Time consumes everything, but Kala Ratri, Durga Devi's Kala Ratri is one who even consumes time. All of you should remember what is the one thing that differentiates human beings from God?
Time and space.
Two things. Time and space. I've always mentioned this many times. We have a time. Our life on this earth has a start date and an end date. God, Devi or Shiva or Vishnu, whomever you want to worship, they have no beginning, they have no end. Second, space. When we sit, we occupy a particular chair, a particular space. That's all our reach is. But the space, entire space, is occupied by the divine. Everything you see, Sarvam Devimayam Jagate. If you see a river, all the rivers in India have Devi names. Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Kaveri, Godavari. Do you see any river with a male name? If you see all the flowers named with female names, Sarvam Devimayam Jagat, you'll see in front of your eyes. Therefore, everything that we see is Devi in another form. Time consumes everything, but the one who is beyond time itself is Devi. And this Devi is called, seventh Durga is called Kalaratri. And then the eighth one, Mahagauriti Chashtamam. Mahagauri is the name of the eighth Durga Devi, the one who has done lot of penance. Why Mahagauri? All of you know that Parvati did lot of penance to attain Shiva. So the penance that is being denoted here is a penance done by Parvati to attain Shiva. Mahagauri is the eighth Durga. Now I will continue with Jayaji. Jayaji, can you please recite after me and help me?
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram. Navamam siddhidatri cha
Navamam siddhidatri cha. Navamam siddhidatri cha.
Navadurgah prakirtitaha.
Navadurgah prakirtitaha. Navadurgah prakirtitaha.
All of you, please watch here. Dat, dirgham withholding, Durgaf. So Visargam followed by pra will change to if sound, Durgaf. Then prakir. Kir is a dirgham withholding, and the ending Visargam is with a dirgham, so it will be extended. For example, many people chant this prakir titaha, 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 wrong. The Visargam ha takes on the property of the associated syllable. The associated syllable is ta. Ta is a dirgham. So the ha will also be dirgham. Taha, not taha. I'm pointing out all these banana peels. When the test is held, these are the banana peels you will slip upon. I'm telling you right now. If you don't watch out. And after informing, if you choose to skid on them, where will be the sympathy? Zero sympathy. So, Navamam siddhida, sorry, Navamam siddhidatri cha Navadurga prakirtitaha.
Navamam siddhidatri cha Navadurgah prakirtitaha. Navamam siddhidatri cha Navadurgah prakirtitaha.
Uktan yetani namani.
Uktanyetani namani. Uktanyetani namani.
Brahmanaiva mahatmana.
Brahmanaiva mahatmana. Brahmanaiva mahatmana.
Uktan yetani namanib brahmanaiva mahatmana.
Uktanyetani namani brahmanaiva mahatmana. Uktanyetani namani brahmanaiva mahatmana.
Please repeat 2 times the 2 slokas.
Navamam siddhidatri cha Navadurgah prakirtitaha. Uktanyetani namani brahmanaiva mahatmana. Navamam siddhidatri cha Navadurgah prakirtitaha. Uktanyetani namani brahmanaiva mahatmana.
Thank you, Jayaji. The 9th Durga is called Siddhidatri, the one who gives moksham. So, if you see from first day to the 9th day, you can look at it in a different way. First 3 days representing Srishti, second 3 days representing Sthiti, and the third 3 days representing Samharam. I'm just saying you can look at it in that way. Srishti, Sthiti, Samharam. Now, how do you connect these two in a way to SriVidya? You have Nava Avaranas, 9 Avaranas are there. In the 9 Avaranas, you know that the first 3 Avaranas are related to Srishti, the next 3 Avaranas are related to Sthiti, and the last 3 Avaranas are related to Samharam. Samharam again means destruction. Destruction again means destruction. You can think of it as physical destruction at a lower level. At a higher level, it is destruction of avidya or ignorance. For example, some people say, today I'm a changed man. I have destroyed my ego. I have destroyed my lust. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. I have conquered them all. So today I am a new man. So what does it mean? Creative destruction. You have destroyed something to emerge a new divine self. So the 9 days, by the 9th day, why Siddhidatri has been called giver of moksha? Because you have Srishti, Sthiti, Samharam. So the final conclusion of any devotion has to be moksham. And if you don't believe me, look at the normal sankalpam you do for every puja. Mamopata, samasta, duritakshayadvara, Sri Parameshwara Prityartham, Dharmartha Kama Moksha Siddhyartham, Dharma Artha Kama Moksha Siddhyartham. Finally, moksham. Whatever you may enjoy life, whatever fame you might get, finally, the final request or the final sankalpam or the final aspect of the sankalpam is focused on moksham. So the 9th day, Siddhidatri grants moksham. Naumam Siddhidatri cha Navadurga Prakirtitaha. That is the appearance or the manifestation of the 9 Durgas. Uktanyetani namani brahmanaiva mahatmana. So praying to the 9 Durgas, being devoted to the 9 Durgas always grants us protection, always grants us safety, always grants us their blessings. Again, giving us protection for what? So that we may use this body as a tool for our spiritual practices. Give us blessings for what? Give us blessings that we may attain moksham. The entire Durga Saptashati is chanted for destroying the internal enemies that we have. Bahya Shatru means external enemy. Antar Shatru means enemies within. I am my worst enemy. Many people have said this, right? I am my worst enemy. My lust is my worst enemy. My anger is my worst enemy. Anger is probably the most common problem with people. Anger makes us blind. Lust makes us blind. Jealousy makes us blind. Attachment makes us blind. Many people do a lot of wrong things because they're attached to protect their children, to protect their wife, to protect their husband, to protect their father, mother, near and dear ones. People do all atrocities. Attachment. Once you are rid of that, you become divine. Because the divine does not have these qualities. I mentioned this many a time. You see a rock, but the Shilpi will see Devi in it. The Shilpi will take away the extra rock and Devi will emerge from that rock. You see a rock, the Shilpi will see. You see somebody ordinary, the Guru will see a Shishya. Master cricketer will spot talent. There will be 10 boys or 10 girls playing, but the one who has a fine eye will spot talent and will nurture it. Therefore, if you have to chant Durga Saptashati, you have to become the Durga. What are the qualities of Durga? She protects, she's brave, she's courageous. What is the first requirement on the spiritual path? Courage. Take it from me. Courage is the first quality you need to do anything. Many people have used their intelligence and stopped at doing something. But people who are courageous, not foolish, people who are courageous have stepped forward. Those on the path of today, Mahatma Gandhi is a much abused figure, unfortunately. It's very sad. He was not a perfect man. But you and I cannot be Mahatma Gandhi. To be in South Africa, in those days when there was apartheid, and being thrown out of a train and getting up and saying, no, I will sit in the first class. How many people would have done it? Even today, you will not do it. Today also racial abuse happens in office. How many people stand up for it? Mahatma Gandhi was a Mahatma. What was his greatest quality? He was not a great orator. He was a lawyer, but a very poor lawyer at that. He could hardly give lectures. His first quality was courage. What was the highest quality of Nelson Mandela? Courage. What was the highest quality of Adi Shankara, who could travel the entire India and challenge people? Was it knowledge? No. I'm sure probably there were more people more knowledgeable than Adi Shankaracharya. Maybe you can debate it and say I'm wrong. But for argument's sake, I'm saying probably there were more knowledgeable people than him, but they didn't have the courage. What was the greatest quality of Kapil Dev when India was 17 for 5? Was it his cricketing skills? Courage. Number one quality I look for anybody is courage. That's the first step. Where courage is, money and knowledge will follow. Do you think all business leaders are the most knowledgeable and educated? No. But they hire all the knowledgeable people. They have the courage to invest. Saraswati and Lakshmi follow Durga. If you're in any doubt, think about it logically. It's a courageous who win. Yes, the courageous also get hurt. Who says that the brave don't get hurt? So, I want to become Durga was where we started. If you want to become Durga, you have to become courageous, because the path of spirituality is not a simple one. Courage is the first step. And I'll tell you the second step. You will fall down. You have to get up. That takes courage. You know, I thought I will do this sadhana and I missed it on the 5th day. No problem. Start again. I thought, I will maintain upavasam. But you know what? 4 o'clock, I felt I could not and I ate something. No problem. Start again. Courage does not mean victory always. Courage means to get up and fight to get victory. That is the most important quality, because on the path of spirituality, again and again we will fall because we are human beings. But to get up is divine. The fall is human, to get up is divine. So, does ever Durga beg for money, for promotion, for stock market, for gold prices, for son to get job, for daughter to get married? So if you want to become like Durga, you have to have those qualities. Get away from asking this and that. Spirituality and doing sadhana is not for asking this and that. I'm not saying that is wrong. That is at the lowest level. Lord Krishna has said this in Bhagavad Gita very clearly. He has classified bhaktas into several categories. And he said the lowest category is one who keeps asking this and that. But that is also a bhakta because he trusts me. But the one who prays without any ask, only out of, that's why see Durga Devi Prityarthe, Chandika Devi Prityarthe, that is dear to her. You see, when we do, I'll conclude with this. When we do japam and when we chant, there are two ways of saying this particular line. Sri Durga Devi Prityarthe Jape Viniyogaha. Sri Durga Devi Prasada Siddhyarthe Jape Viniyogaha. There's a big difference. Prasada Siddhyarthe means I want something. I'm Trump. I'm transactional. I will chant, give me something. Prasadam. Second one is Modi. Sri Durga Prityarthe. Dear to Durga. I don't want anything. It is dear to her, so I'm chanting. Big difference. Don't use these things casually. Because even at the end, we have an insurance for this. Even by mistake, if you say Prasada Siddhyarthe, in the end we say Guhya Diguhya Goptritvam Grihanas Mat Kritam Japam Siddhir Bhavatu Me Devi Tvat Prasada Sureshwari. This Japam that I'm doing, the Prasadam I'm getting from this, I'm returning to you. Guhya Diguhya Goptritvam Grihanas Mat Kritam Japam. The Prasadam I'm getting from my Japam, please accept it. Pour water, surrender. So even by mistake, if we say Prasada Siddhyarthe, and it is given away. If you don't want to do it, don't do the Samarpanam. So, what did we learn today? Sometimes when you have a session, you hear many things, but sometimes you should have one or two or three takeaways. Most important takeaway is why protect the body. It is because the body is a very valuable tool to connect with the divine consciousness. Tuning. And once you merge with the divine, you get moksha even as you're alive. It is called Jivan Mukta. Even as you don't have to die to get moksha. Even as you're alive, you have achieved moksha. What are the qualities that you can see? The person will always be in bliss. The person will always have equanimity. They won't get easily disturbed by good news or bad news. They'll always be balanced, always be smiling. The persons won't have any desires. The person will be empathetic. They will understand what you're going through. There are many qualities. These are the divine qualities. The person will be kind. The person will be courageous. Person will be courageous. Look for this quality, dear friends. Courage. Without courage, nothing is possible. With courage, everything is possible. All the changes in the world have happened because of one determined person or a group of determined persons. One Shivaji Maharaj made up his mind with a bunch of young boys and caused a change. Never ever forget that. It takes one person to think. One Abraham Lincoln removed racism. Still there, but you know what I mean. Going against the grain takes a big courage. Because truth is timeless. Even in our logo, it says Satyameva Jayate. Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Truth is always beautiful. And it is Shiva. So, and Shiva is no different from Devi. So we will get to know different Devis, which parts of body they are protecting. But the takeaway is each part of the body is protected, and we're requesting for refinement of that particular organ to become more and more attuned to the divine. Last warning. If you do become divine, if you do get into the divine path, don't think everybody in your family will appreciate and support you and pat you on the back. It will generally be the opposite. That also means that the path of divinity is strewn with thorns. So, walking this path of spirituality, when you are in samsara means when you are living a materialistic life, married with children and still pursuing spirituality, is a very delicate balancing act. And in that, you have to remember, first duty comes to family. Because you have not become a sannyasi, you are still a grahastha. So first duty is there should be no doubt in that. Never be any doubt in that. In terms of duty, that comes first. But when you meet this challenge, when you get more and more drawn to spiritual life, your interest in parties, socializing, everything will start going down, may go down, whereas your partner or children, they may not understand that. So you have to maintain that part of the life. It is necessary. Devi worshippers are called Veeras, or brave ones. They do not deny the materialistic pleasures of life, but they also do not get attached to them. Devi is Bhukti Mukti Pradani. She gives moksham and she gives enjoyment also. आज पूरी मिला, हलवा मिला तो बढ़िया, आज कुछ नहीं मिला तो और भी बढ़िया. Today I get a halwa and puri, I'm happy. If I don't get anything, I'm happy. Today I get to sleep on a bed, I'm happy. If I get to sleep on the floor, I'm happy. I'm happy. That's my state. But I don't deny the bed. I don't deny puri and halwa. But I don't get attached to it. Thank you so much. We did only 10 shlokas or so, but I'm sure we'll make more rapid progress in the future classes. But I wanted to lay a template for how the classes will be done, which is more explanations and with learning of chanting, but you have enough resources available to go and learn chanting from those resources, and rather than from this class. And those are only listening and enjoying but not practicing, price will be paid, because to me chanting is more important. I don't care if you don't know the meaning of Durga Saptashati, but I do care if you don't chant it properly. Thank you so much. Now I'll take last question. I think it's Rukmani ji having a question.
Yes, Guruji. Namaskaram, Guruji. We heard that from the childhood, we heard that Saraswati is the wife of Brahma and Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi is the wife of Vishnu, and Parvati is the wife of Shiva. And here it's the reverse. Means for the Brahma Rishi,
Don't bring a marital relationship here. Don't bring a marital relationship. First of all, and don't forget difference of Kali, Mahakali, Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi, Saraswati, Mahasaraswati. I repeat, I said this right in the beginning or not? They are not same. That is, Mahasaraswati is not Brahma Patni Saraswati. She is the original power. Srishti Sthiti Samharam. She is in charge of that. The Saraswati that we pray to, Saraswati, Mahasaraswati, is a big difference. The Saraswati that we pray to is for material knowledge. What is material knowledge? Arts, music, right? Doing well in school, our material studies, engineering, accounting, that knowledge. Mahasaraswati is for Brahmajnanam. knowledge of the divine through samharam. Samharam means destruction, destruction of your ignorance. You have ignorance of music. That is one ignorance. For that, Saraswati is there. You have ignorance of the divine. Maha Saraswati has to come there. Similarly, Lakshmi is for material wealth. Mahalakshmi is for wealth of sustenance, entire universe. Mahakali and Kali. Kali is more the protector, but Mahakali, Tamogunam, Ratri, darkness, creator, entire creation. So Kali, Mahakali, Saraswati, Mahasaraswati, Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi is different, just like Shiva, Paramashiva. Vishnu, Mahavishnu, big difference. Mahavishnu is a primordial, original. Paramashiva is different from Shiva. Paramashiva is the one who was originally there. These are, in SriVidya, Devi was the original, and then she created Shiva as her first disciple, but it was no different from her. It's a different manifestation. Then, if you see all the TV serials, you will see that Shiva is teaching Parvati. That Parvati is different from the Lalita Mahatripura Sundari. That was the original one. This one is a later manifestation. Okay, enough. Thank you, Rukmani.
Yes, understood, Guruji. Well explained. I understood what.
Yeah, thank you. Sashiji, last question.
Guruji, in Bija mantras, we chant Om and Hreem like that. We add there. But when we chant in Om Namah Shivaya, we add N there. So how should we chant Bija mantra with in Shapodharaka mantra, Om, Shreem, Hreem?
Okay, let me put it this way. When you chant Bija mantras, forget the concept of Anuswaram. Anuswaram is used only when you used Sanskrit words with meaning, where grammar applies. When you use Bija mantra, they are sounds. Grammar rules don't apply there. For example, there are some groups that chant Aing, Hring, Kling, Chamundaye Viche, applying Anuswaram. They have their own arguments. I'm not getting into that argument, but my simple defense is there is a sound. In that sound, there is no debate. There is no grammatical rules. Sanskrit normal grammar rules applicable there for Sandhi, for Anuswaram and all that. Having said that, when you do Om Namah Chandikayai, that is not really a mantra. It is salutations to Chandika, so it is a Sanskrit Vakyam. So the Anuswaram rule applies. Similarly, when you say Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha, in one instance, you will apply Anuswaram, which is in chanting. But when you do Homam, when you do ritualistic, you will not apply the Anuswaram rule. So these are some fine differences, okay? Having said that, some people use Anuswaram even while doing Homam, but there are some, again, Parampara variances, this, that, and all that. But as far as I am concerned, this is my simple explanation to you. First, see if there is a Sanskrit Vakyam where grammar is applicable, or it is just a Bija mantra sound which you cannot distort with all the Sanskrit rules.
Thank you.
Okay, so how do you guys like this new approach, my new avatar?
Amazing.
Excellent,
Very
Guruji.
nice,
Excellent,
Guruji.
Guruji.
Excellent.
Very nice.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Excellent, Guruji.
Very good. Very good.
We love it, Guruji.
But practice. PKP. What I love is chanting.
Yeah.
Okay. And mind you, I have a humble request. Before you ask a question, ponder over it. Asking a question is very easy. Asking a question is very easy. Give your brain some exercise. Think, why? What am I asking? Ponder over it a little bit. Sometime the divine will answer you from within. Don't jump to a question all the time. You know why? I will tell you the answer, but you will not remember it. I've seen this many a time. People ask questions, I give the answer. 2 days later, you said, do you remember what I said? No. Because asking a question is easy. Looking smart is easy. Spend some time to think over it, ponder over it. See likely what could be the answer. For example, it's a common management issue in the office. When you bring a problem to the boss, do you think the boss likes it? The boss says, what have you thought about it? Do you have a solution? Don't just come with the problem. Come with some options for me to look at. Bosses love that. So when you can do that in the office, the same principle applies here. Don't just bring the question. Try to ponder over it. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Jai Chandi. Namaskar.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Namaskaram,
Guruji.
Guruji.
Namaste. Thank